Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, this podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show. Yes. What's up, guys?
Yep.
How you guys doing?
What was that clap for?
I do it so my producer I send it to can sync up the audio and the visual.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how to do this. I just saw it one time, and I think that's how we do it. I think that's how he does it. Honestly, I have no idea. He sees the big ripple from the clap and goes, tss.
Okay.
Good to know.
Who is that? Who's your guy?
It's my buddy Sid Floyd. He's been on the podcast, actually. He was on like 2-3 episodes ago. I was going to say maybe you met him, but I don't think you have now that I think about it. Nope.
I definitely haven't.
No, you'd remember. I think you both would remember someone named Sid Floyd, too.
Sid, yeah. But I ain't going to hold you. When I meet people, I don't be listening to their names, man.
Oh, speaking of names, I feel like we should introduce ourselves to the three people.
To the 3 people. Some more people listen to this.
I don't know how many people listen to this. I'm just fucking around. I'm just happy to be here.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, everybody, my name is Ronnie Smith.
Yeah, and I'm UB Thomas.
Yeah. It's the opposite.
I left you with the only white name.
Yeah, they know who I am, dude. You guys know. Welcome to Yes Offense. This is Alex Tomaselli. My guest, Ronnie Smith and UB Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Who, yeah, I've known you guys for a little while now. Ronnie, not so much. I mean, I know we've run into each other, but I've done a bunch of shows with UB and stuff.
Yeah. It was weird how we met. I met you through Lawrence, I think.
Yes. Well, technically Mustafa Musa.
Oh, yeah.
Technically,
yes,
we've
yes,
all,
that's
that's our
Oh,
mutual.
yeah, y'all used to do the elbow room together.
Yeah, that's the connect.
Yeah, nigga, I met you up there.
Yes, exactly.
That's where,
we was all up there a couple times.
You guys don't even know this, but I don't think a lot of I've definitely told this story on the podcast, but you guys don't know it was you, and no one knows it was you because now you're here. But we did a show. The first time I met you guys, you came to the. I definitely was you. I think you came too.
No, he didn't come to the first one.
All right,
it was me,
you, Lawrence and Miles.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, UB was there, so sorry, Ronnie. But it's not as cool now. But you guys came and we did a show at the Elbow Room, but you guys showed up late, and before you showed up, what?
As always.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
These blacks.
Yeah, I had to break the ice with that somehow. It's the only button I was worried about pressing today.
That's our motto.
No, you were late, but it was me and 2 other comics. I won't name them because I don't think they want to. They don't. No one comes off good. We bombed our faces off. Me and the other 2 comics like fucking sucked. We started touching pause. We bombed. We fucking bombed our faces off, and then you, Miles, and Lawrence came through and just came in the room. I swear you guys just looked at them for 2 seconds, and all of you crushed, destroyed. Everyone did crowd work. You all had a good time and left. And it was the first time I literally had a moment after where I was like, I need to get better at crowd work. I got to get better at stand-up. Stand-up in general, always that's in my head, but the crowd work thing really got to me. And I have since, but I just wanted to let you know. You guys have changed. You changed my perspective at that point. I
appreciate that. I really appreciate that because that's what my guys, they get on me for that because I've been in the game for a long time, so I don't like writing anymore.
As someone who's not even been that long, I don't like writing. So
so I could get up there and there's different ranges of comments. I can get up there and kill, but you won't remember a fucking thing I said. But I'm working on the material part. But yeah, we crowd work is our thing. That's what we were built on because we perform in front of audiences that ain't listening.
Yeah.
So you can't go up there and do material for them,
No, I hate when people say that. I hate when people say you can't do material for a crowd that's rowdy. You can do it. You just have to find a way
I didn't say rowdy. I said not listening.
Not listening. Even then, you can still find a way to do the material. You just got to make them listen. Like that's it. If
I
you
mean,
can
I
make
agree
them
with
listen
both of
up
you,
top,
honestly.
then like the rest of it, if your material's strong enough, then you could carry out through it fine. Because that's usually what I do. I just have my bits in like a certain order, and I try and figure out where the room is at. And if I can get
To
them
insert
for like
it.
a second,
Yeah.
then I just let me throw this at y'all now.
I'm with.
I guess it could work.
I agree with you. I also understand where UB's coming from though, because I've been in the situation where I've tried to switch to material, and they're so engrossed in crowd work that when you're like, "All right, I'm gonna do some material," they're kind of like, "No, we already like the other thing you're doing."
You'll lose them.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Look
why
at
I said
this.
It'll work.
Interrupting the
It'll work
fun.
What's up,
It's
bro?
my other roommate, guys.
How you doing? How you doing?
It works for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
No, I had like a moment with the other comics after. I was like, guys, we got to get better. They're like, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, we just got our pants pulled down. This is bullshit. And it would not like, I was like, this was just embarrassing. Like,
I like it.
Yeah.
Hold on. So was that night? Was it two other white comics or was it?
one was a black comic.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah. Oh, you just.
That would have been cool, right? If like all the white dudes sucked and then the niggas came in there and just took over.
That would have
Like,
been amazing. Oh, I would have been so proud.
we run sports and comedy. God damn it. Nah,
Yeah,
man, but that's what we do though. Like, I think Miles might be a little better at it than me because he's real quick. You know, I'm slower with it, but he's so bam, 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 and then like Lawrence got the ability to. He could still do, like he can do both. He can induce his crowd work with his material and still make it work, like, you know, because he's like it, because he's a big dude. So you go up there, like, even if you rowdy in the crowd, like, you might be like, hold on, man, I want to listen. I might listen to this nigga because he might point me out and, like, fuck me up afterwards, you know what I'm saying? So
Lawrence
you
has a
listen to
look,
that nigga.
dude. Lawrence needs to stop filming his crimes, by the way.
Yeah, I've told him.
Yeah,
Filming.
we've all told him that.
Stop filming
Told him.
your crimes, Lawrence.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Yeah.
Alleged crimes, too.
Alleged
Yeah.
crimes. Yeah, we won't speak on it.
No, guys. Oh, man, dude.
Yeah, it's just the beauty of being young. You know, he's young.
Yeah, man,
These
you
kids.
have. I forget how old you are. You have like children and
Yeah,
everything.
man, I am 68 years old.
Really?
Nobody believe me. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're not really. There's no fucking way. You
But
have.
see how you didn't you
I-
believed it
you had
for
to
a
think about
second.
it for a
Hot
second,
second,
he was
and then I
like-
was like, "No, there's no way. There's no way a 68-year-old. It just doesn't.
You
No.
just really wanted to be black for the first time, didn't you? It's like, God damn.
First time.
Yeah. Nah, I'm 40. I'm 42. I'm 42, man. Like, my oldest son is his age. My oldest son's 22. That's crazy.
You're
Hold on,
22?
You 22?
23.
23. All right.
Oh man, dude.
Close, nigga.
How old am I? How old do I look, Ronnie?
How old do you look?
Yeah.
Okay, all
Hit me, Ronnie.
Let's go like 25.
Yes.
26.
Fuck yes.
25, 26.
Yeah, well, I've heard you. I've been to too many of you. I
Yeah,
know how
shows.
old you
I
are.
scream my
Yeah,
age
yeah,
at the
yeah,
audience.
I know how old you are.
Thank you, Ronnie. That means a lot, dude.
That's still close. He's 30.
31.
31. Oh, you just turned 31.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
birthday not too long ago.
Well, not too long ago.
I love how he was giddy that you were a year off.
Yeah, even that too. I was like, yes. Feels. Someone tried to say I look 35 the other night on stage. I asked the audience, said, "How old do you think I am?" He said 35, and I was like, "What?" Like,
Jesus.
I bugged out.
It's weird though. Your beard makes you look older. I think if you was to cut your
You don't
beard,
want to
you
see
would.
me without
Nah.
a beard, dude. You wouldn't want to talk to me.
Honestly, if you had a clean shave, you might fuck around and look 19.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm saying. You could
I
look
wanna
really
go
young.
back, dude.
You could do
I
sideburns
it.
and you would look real young.
Dude,
bro.
I've talked about this probably at nauseum on the pod, but I can't go back. Like my life changed
So
once I
without
got
a
facial
beard.
hair. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
just
you.
almost instantaneously. Like women were treating me differently,
Yeah.
like very differently. Like I used to go to like if you go to a doctor's office and the receptionist, they used to just look at me and be like, "Here's your fucking clipboard. Fill it out. You have herpes." And just, I'd be like, I'm not even here for that. Now when I go get to a doctor's appointment, the receptionist looks at me and like perks up and like sticks her tits out. Is like, "What are you here for, handsome?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And I won't go back, Ronnie. I won't do
Yeah,
it.
you do. You look like the dude that plays Lucifer a little bit. That's
Thanks,
the kind of
man.
sleekness you get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know
That's my
exactly
dude.
what you're talking about. I'll
His
take
name
it,
is
dude.
like Tom Ellis or something. Like,
Damn, you know
I don't
another
know who
man's
the fuck
name.
you're
That's
talking
gay.
about. I know,
Yeah,
I know the
that's
show.
gay. I'm a movie buff. I know people's
I'm
names.
just kidding, man.
I look people up and shit. I be wanting to know about their backgrounds,
What were you saying, Ronnie?
Nah, I was gonna say, how long do you want to like grow the beard out till?
I usually clip it around a little when it gets a little over a 3, maybe.
Oh, word. So
I
you
keep
don't
it
want
close.
like a lumberjack.
No,
type
I
head?
don't think
Yeah.
that'll. I don't think I'll. I'm not burly and I'm not like barrel chested enough. I gotta keep it slim.
And it looks good. You do the jawline beard. It looks good on you. See, I can't do that. I can't look right on me.
Brooke Smith, Connecticut comedian, she constantly points out that I never had a jawline before this publicly. Like when she sees me and we're around people, she goes, "He never had a jawline." I'm like, this fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah,
Hold on,
now
that's
she
too
wants
bad.
to
Damn, sluts.
Yeah.
fuck women.
All right, well, I think it was the one.
No, that's enough.
That's it.
UB, I'm with you.
right,
Just the one that triggers. Fuck them, dude.
Yeah,
No,
just fuck women.
yeah, man. They make our lives harder.
Yeah, I mean, because you're dating. You got a girlfriend, right?
I
Like-
don't anymore.
Is
Oh, you don't?
No.
my
That's-
condolences.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. She's cool.
She ruled. We're actually on very good terms. It's just we did break up.
Oh, she like y'all live far away though, right? It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah. It basically had to do with that. Like long story short, it was like she was like, I like being far away. I don't mind it, but what's the future plan? And I was like, I don't really have one because I'm an idiot. And that was kind of like what are we doing here?
Don't
type
say
thing.
that. See, don't let nobody. You don't have to have a plan.
I'm being very vague.
okay,
you know what I mean
well-
for the
Well,
podcast.
I mean, you
On
need a
some
plan.
level,
Yeah.
you gotta have an
Yeah.
I mean,
idea.
yeah, but
I mean, I don't-
You don't need a plan,
Yeah,
but you need an idea.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
I also I'm more talking in the scheme of not even a plan for like my future. I mean like love. Like she was
she's
like,
talking
what's
about,
going on?
Kids, marriage. And
So-
all
No,
that.
she was not. She was actually really cool with not having kids or.
So what? She just wanted to get married or something?
No, she
Or was that
wanted to like move out here, and I was like, well, I have like I'm not even thinking about that. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay.
And then it was kind of like, well, what are you thinking about? And I was like, I don't even know. And it's kind of like, well, what are we doing here? Type situation.
Bitches ruin plans, man. You did good.
No,
Yeah.
it was more just like I don't want to waste her. We don't want to
it's-
waste each other's time.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, which is good. But yeah, she's a
My life
nice
could have
lady.
taken so many different trajectories if I hadn't I was in love coming out of high school. I was smart. I mean, I still smart, but I was like educational. Like I had good grades, high GPA, I had scholarship offers. I got accepted to the University of Cincinnati. Me and one of my homeboys who played basketball, we was gonna roommate and whatever. And my girlfriend didn't get accepted because she had a low ass GPA and was fucked up. So
She's
I
dumb.
fucked around. Yeah, I stayed in Louisville. I stayed in my hometown because I didn't want to leave the bitch. And I think about that every day, dog. Like how different my life would have been if I wouldn't have did that.
Oh,
So
damn,
yeah, so I'll be like, man, fuck this,
fuck
bro.
bitches, dude.
Yeah, because I felt you feel bad, like you're in love, you that young, like you're gonna leave me alone, and we're gonna, and I was like, man, like I love this bitch, like I don't want to change my whole life. I probably would have never met y'all, so maybe I would have, you never know.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
But anything could have happened, man. And I think about that shit all the time, and that's why I be like, fuck women.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I got arrested for selling weed a long time ago, and that definitely affected my life. Probably to the point where I is one way or another what led me to stand up. Just
You got arrested selling weed?
yeah.
Well,
like
how
a
much
long
did you
time
get
ago.
caught with though?
Like a quarter pound, I believe. Like enough to where they were like
What, in
trying.
Connecticut?
Yeah, and this is like 10 plus years ago
Yeah,
at this
so
point.
it's
This is like when it's illegal. It was actually just decriminalized, but decriminalized, as we know, does not mean you can sell weed and have it on you. But yeah, my point is I don't hate weed. I don't say fuck weed, but women are terrible. But I do every day think like how different my life would be if I never got caught selling weed. But I don't look at it as a regret. I just go like, it's a weird trajectory. Like you said, trajectory things
That's
go
true.
on.
Because she may think about it like this: she might have ruined your plan, but for all you know, that plan could have had a worse ending.
Yes.
100%. That's the cool thing about life, bro. It really is. It trips me. I think about that shit too.
Yeah, like
Like-
so I've thought about this because we're talking about evil women. Any woman who's wronged me, I had like not gotten away with it, but you know what I mean. Like I'm like, fuck this. I'm not even gonna deal with this chick. She's a psycho. I don't, let's just go our separate ways before more damage is done. Down the road, I always find out something about them that's like worse. Like they did something. Their life's not worse. It's just they did something where I'm like, oh, I'm glad that wasn't.
Out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, okay,
that wasn't me. So I do have
feel
solace in that a lot of times.
It's like when you move into a shitty apartment because you really need it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like the lights go out one night. It's like, you know what? I don't want to be here. And then the next day it burns down. It's like, huh? It was really nice to get out before it got lit on fire.
I was almost exactly that. A friend of mine, he lives a few blocks from here, and he was like, "You should move in with me at the end of your." I had a lease here for a few months before I renewed it. He was like, "You should just move in here," and the pricing was sort of the same, but it fluctuated, like we were talking about before the podcast. But it fluctuated, so I decided to stay here, and literally, I found out the guy who moved in there. It's a basement apartment. It flooded like that month, like flooded. Like just rat shit water. You know what I mean?
Telling you, man. I don't know. It don't matter what you believe in, the universe, God, whatever. Like to me, it's God, but he's always trying to push us in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way I feel about it. We don't always listen. And that's why shit gets fucked up.
I'm glad you threw that part in there. Because I'm like, God pushes some people off cliffs sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he
But all you know is that could like be the right direction. Because think about it. Every time we have like a conversation about faith, people always go, "Well, if God cares about us so much, why does God let people die like this? Or why does God do that?" But if you really think about it, like certain people have to die.
Yes.
For the benefit of other people. It's a terrible reality, but like
it is a terrible
George
reality.
Floyd kind of had to die.
Yeah, I think about that. I think about it, bro.
Okay, just hear me out. George Floyd had to die so that it could be videotaped at a time where we were all trapped inside and we were all forced to watch it so that way we could all confront the issue. And I know like the police are still killing niggas today, but significantly we have come farther in terms of police brutality laws. And that's because of what happened to George Floyd and what it started.
I was hoping you were going to do a bit with that, but I'm glad
No,
either way.
It's a fucked up thing to say, but it's like
No, that makes complete sense.
yeah, it's
of
true.
Course.
Like, some people have to die.
true.
That was part of the plan.
This is completely a little different. Actually, it's sort of the same. I saw a kid. I have a bike helmet, if you couldn't tell, with my bike, and I do wear it wherever I ride, simply because I saw a kid fall off a bike and die from just cracking his head and fucking himself up. And he had no helmet. And I'm not saying it wasn't because he didn't have a helmet, but I saw what happened and was like, I think I'm going to wear a helmet from now on. Yeah, so I'm not saying he died for me because he didn't, but
bro, I fucked myself up on my bike a couple years ago, man. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
How much worse it could have been. I had a concussion.
You went off the bike?
Broke my wrist. Yeah, I had my son on.
Yeah,
my son was on my e-bike. And I was just riding, wasn't doing nothing crazy, but we was going down a path, and there was a bunch of like
sand,
sea moss.
Oh, okay.
On the just on the concrete, that shit was just slick. As soon as I hit it, we just went. He was cool, but I had a concussion and didn't know, and I kept trying to stand up and kept falling and shit, because I didn't know.
Right.
And then what was so crazy? So we down, the bike's down. My son's trying to attend to me, like a dude rolled by on a bike. He kind of looked, but he kept going. And my son was like, "Daddy, should we ask him for help?" And I was like, nah, don't ask him for no fucking help. Like, and all I could think about after that was like, what if this motherfucker like would have took my kid, like, and went off, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was fucked up. It wouldn't have been nothing I could do.
Right.
And that.
It's video games.
Nah, I get it. I get it.
Saying it sound like he was. All right.
You done lost his train of thought.
Yeah.
You were in a concussion. Your kid got lost.
Yeah.
You really brought him there.
I hope everybody could hear that. That was perfect timing and everything. Yeah, that bike shit. It's serious, though, especially in New York, bro. Like, you can't.
I keep an eye out.
Like
hard.
it's crazy.
Nah,
I almost get hit all the
what's-
time.
You know what's fucked up is that bikers are always worried about their safety, but whenever they see somebody walking through a bike lane, they never stop.
Yeah, dude.
They never stop. Is that like a
you know-
is that like a thing? Is that like a safety thing? Like why do you not just stop?
Well, because I've thought of this. I look at the lights, and if the lights are where they are, I'm like, all right, I should stop. But if they're not, I'm like, why are you in the bike lane? Because you get It's crazy. So I've rid my bike, and walked in the city, and my mind shifts completely to whatever I'm doing. If I'm walking, I'm like, watch where you're biking and driving. But if I'm biking, I'm like, this car's on my ass. This pedestrian should move faster. But if I'm in a car, I'm like, get the fuck out of the street, you biking piece of shit. Like I go off. So
See, I'm the
I
complete,
shift, man. I can't tell you.
Opposite. I'm the complete opposite. When I'm driving, like I'm very mindful of the bike people, because I know that's me sometimes.
Yeah.
And I swear, like I don't want to die that's a painful way.
Oh yeah.
Like I've seen somebody get hit by a bike before, bro. Like, have you ever seen somebody just like
fly up in the air?
Yeah, bro, that shit will haunt you for life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you looked me
I've
dead in the
seen
eye, and I
that.
believe it. Yeah.
Like that shit was like, so I be careful on my I live in Bushwick, so when I'm going to like LES and I gotta go across the bike
Williamsburg?
bridge,
Yeah.
like everybody be flying, like nigga, I'm going slow as fuck. Like them, I'm like, y'all brave, bro. Like if one thing go wrong, it's over. Like it's over. That is a steep, just a straight shot, bro. Yeah. You imagine one anything, like because people just be walking, lollygagging. You imagine one false move and it's over, bro. So I'm like, yeah, that shit is serious.
I yell out to people. They'll go, coming up on your left, whatever. Especially if I'm on a bike path,
You got a horn?
I'm gonna get one.
See, that's the thing. My horn broke. I don't like after one of my fault. I gotta get a fucking horn.
Was it a ding ding ding?
Yeah, it was just a ding, but it works.
Yep.
That shit works.
I'm getting one of those soon because. Yeah, I almost was clipping people, dude. I almost clipped some lady. She was standing, though, in the bike lane, and I yelled a lot ahead, and I just went around her, and she, like, stretched, and I clipped her bag, like, bad. And she was like, oh.
See? And that's all it takes.
I kept moving.
That's all it takes.
I didn't knock her over. It was all bag. It was also not her purse. It was a grocery bag. So a big plastic one. I got the plastic. You know?
Yeah, man. We used to do when I was a kid. We used to do dumb shit with motherfuckers on bike. We would try to stick like a broomstick through somebody's spokes while they was riding. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's wild.
So it's just like you chasing a nigga with a broomstick.
Yeah, just trying to
Even that, if you could like throw it like a spear, like
watch somebody fall.
You fucking
get up, you pussy, you alright.
And they'd flip too, because we did that
that
to
would
each
kill
other
you.
as jokes in our neighborhood. Just we had like toy samurai swords and we'd throw them into our friends' bikes if we were play fighting and stuff. And it got wild. But in my early 20s, my friend's mom, trash woman, she took a giant log that was curved. So it hooked, and she put it in the center of the road because people were speeding, and we just sat out front for an hour smoking blunts, watching people almost get their bottom carriages ripped off their cars. And we were thinking it was hilarious, and we almost caused numerous accidents, and these people would have careened into houses, like they would have fucked up and they might have crashed into us, and we were like just watching people. Some people would hit it, and you could hear their car get like jacked up from the bottom. But other people would swerve to avoid it, and it was why do we do stupid shit
like that as kids?
My friend's mom, though,
we
wasn't
had, like,
us.
friends.
My friend's mom.
But still, that's like a different level of boredom.
It was. We were all watching people speed, just smoking, and she was like, "Check this out." And we were like, "The fuck is
That's
this?"
probably how 9/11 started right there. They were just
a guy.
bored. They were bored. Like,
You think anyone's watching?
Just some kids
on these
sitting there, just
planes?
like, "Hey, man, let's get one of these planes."
nah, bro. Let's get two.
Let's get 3 and then one go to the White House.
Just bored. You got some accurate.
Like, there's no way we'll get that far.
That's hilarious. It's a bunch of 12-year-olds planning 9/11.
They're in suits, 3 of them on each other's shoulders.
Yeah, and as a
I go,
that's
play
a good
it.
idea.
God, that's
Good idea.
hilarious.
Just sitting at home, be like, man, you know what would be. I'm bored, man. You know what we should do? How does it get from you're bored to 9/11? Like, we got to do something no one's ever done, ever.
You'd be surprised, man.
Like,
Kids
we
are
should
fucking
hijack a
creative.
plane. Someone's hijacked a plane, bro. They've already hijacked planes.
I'm telling you, man.
Like, people thrown planes into buildings. No, people have, but have people... Oh, and then they're like, oh, man. They
I'm not gonna
start
lie.
connecting dots.
I'm not gonna lie, honestly, that's kind of why I feel sorry for this generation of kids, the generation after me, because I'm Gen Z, which means I'm part of the last generation that had to
9/11.
entertain ourselves.
Oh.
Like, that was it.
With-
There was a
yeah.
period where we all didn't have cell phones at the same time, so we just had to fucking go outside and entertain ourselves
Yeah.
somehow, do crazy shit for the stories. And
Yeah.
now niggas is just like, fuck it, TikTok.
Yeah, dude. My friends and I played dodgeball tag, which is you just throw the ball, but in an abandoned factory all the time when we were younger. Like, it was right next to where we lived, and no one cared. So we would just go in there and play, and it was like if you fell, you would have to get a tetanus shot. It was insane, but that's what we did. Like, we would just find abandoned places and then be like, let's play crazy shit here. And I agree. I think kids do that shit nowadays, but it's far less frequent because of, you know,
Yeah, I
they
definitely
get-
think
the
they get-
DVDs
they get-
and the. No, I'm just kidding.
Kids get raped a lot nowadays.
What?
Jesus
What the
fucking
fuck,
Christ.
man?
Wait, back up. Back the fuck up.
What are you-
We're talking about... Wait. There's so much to unpack with that sentence.
What a left
Kids
turn.
get raped. No. He said kids get raped a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
This shit.
I'm just
Just
saying
'cause-
that's why
No,
they're
explain.
not out.
Explain,
That's why
please.
they're not out.
You
a
think
lot.
so? Really?
Oh.
How do
They're
you?
getting
Are you
raped
hearing
a
about
lot.
this?
So
Like,
wait.
is this like you have
What?
kids? So are like other
So-
parents coming to you and are like, "Yo,
the
don't let them
news-
go
the
here."
news- Yeah, the news and shit. You know,
Okay, so you're saying people
get
aren't letting their kids
murdered
go out.
and raped. How about that? They get murdered and raped, not just raped.
Yeah, I mean, I think that always will happen.
I mean,
I'm like,
but you
it's-
saying more nowadays?
Yeah,
It's just the way you brought it
yeah,
up was
It
fucking
is more.
crazy.
It is more. Well, I thought he was saying like why kids don't go out as much. And I was like, because they're
okay.
getting raped more.
Nah,
Maybe.
our thing was just like,
Like-
hey, they got cell
They got-
phones.
yeah.
They don't need
Yeah.
to go out as much.
Yeah.
That was the theory, but
well, yeah,
I mean,
cell
I
phones-
guess
They're
that's
more. Yeah, I
TikTok
think,
is the other part.
yeah, a lot of them are just so
it's
engaged.
TikTok.
Yeah.
probably
It's TikTok and
50-50.
Twitch mostly.
I don't
Yeah.
even know about
Yeah.
Twitch.
It's crazy, man,
Once
'cause-
kids realize they can make money playing video games, why would you do anything else?
Bro, I don't understand because my brother has like 3 kids. My oldest niece, Amaya, she's like 10. She's about to be 11 soon, and I watched her from the time she was a baby. She never liked toys at all.
Damn.
Like, she just don't
Only
like.
I love
She
toys,
likes watching other kids play with toys, and that's her shit.
That freaks me out,
That's
dude.
like,
that's
yo, I'm like, yo, what
crazy.
the fuck? Like, and the boys are kind of the same way because he has twin boys too. It's like
They
the boys are
watch
kind of the
people
same
play
way.
video games?
Yeah, but I'll give them this. They do play with each other.
Okay.
Like one of them will get the balls, just like, hey, you want to play? And
Yeah.
and they'll fucking throw it back and forth and do whatever.
My dad once watched me watching someone play video games, and they were being funny, I thought at the time at least, like I was younger, and he goes, "You're watching someone play video games?" And I went, "Oh, it's funny." And he watched like a minute of it, and he goes, "This isn't funny," and I whatever, and just like walked away. And his reaction to that was just made me be like, "Yeah, I'll never
Yeah,
watch someone
man.
play video games
We
for
never
fun."
liked
Yeah.
watching nobody play
Yeah.
no damn game. We would argue over turns.
Yeah,
like,
I
you
know. Yeah.
And
Unless
back-
someone was really good, you had to like let them
yeah.
get past. But other than
Like
that,
back in the regular Nintendo days, most of the games was like one player anyway, so you had to watch somebody play.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them, but
Halo ruled when they let you it was the campaign, but you could just play with someone else. Like it was exactly the same. You were the same person. It was just two of
got
you.
it in there.
That shit ruled. Then in Gears of War, it was like you just would be another one of the characters.
Actually, that's a good question. What's the first video game you ever played?
Doom, like Doom.
ever.
Yeah, like ever.
Or Turok. Remember Turok?
I remember mine.
Fought dinosaurs?
There
Mine
was this. I mean, y'all wouldn't know nothing about it. There was a machine. I think it was like during the Atari days in the early '80s. It was called a Vortex, and it came with its own TV. It looked like one of those little TV monitors. Like it had like the game attached to it, and that was the first game I'd ever played. It was like
wow, I've never heard that, and that took me back.
It had very few. It had like one controller. It only had a couple of games, and it was like that one. Like that. What's the game? Like it had like the Gallagher type game where you were like a ship in the middle, and things were just coming at you.
Asteroids.
Yeah, it was like that. You just had to,
Okay.
and you just had to turn and keep flipping and shit.
Yeah.
That's the first game I ever played. Yeah.
First game I ever played was a Crash Bandicoot game.
That game rules. Whatever
It
one
was
it is. I
it
just
was
assumed.
you remember the Twin Sanity game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever played.
Oh wow.
Hold on,
dude.
what was the name of it?
Crash Bandicoot Twin
Yeah.
Sanity.
Him and the bad guy team up, right?
Yeah, That's literally the one game where him and his arch nemesis they team up because it's like the niggas evil parrots from the other dimension came back. It was always some wild shit. It's
Yeah.
like they came back and it's like, yeah, we're gonna blow your whole shit up.
Yeah.
So basically, you spend the whole game chasing them down and trying to stop them from blowing up a dimension.
You don't know Crash Bandicoot?
I do not.
Oh, he was
I
like
wouldn't. Yeah, he
was
started with
Spyro.
Atari.
He came out a little around Spyro and Jack and Daxter. I think he was sandwiched in between them.
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I quit. I quit playing video games, and
Oh.
I had to. Yeah, I had my first child when I was like 19,
Oh,
going on
yeah.
20.
Of course.
So I would just play Madden, Grand Theft
Classic.
Auto, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know,
that
I
makes
couldn't
sense.
fuck
I
with
love Grand Theft Auto.
it. Yeah, best game ever made.
But Crash Bandicoot, my cousin, he was like sheltered, and we went to my friend's house and we played Crash Bandicoot, and the bad guys, not Cortex and Nitro, I think that's their names. Yeah. Cortex has like a big head, but he has a split down it, and Nitro has a kind of like orbish head. So my friends would call them butthead and dickhead. We would call them that together. And my sheltered cousin was hanging out with us, and we like went our separate ways. And then my uncle called my parents and told him that we were playing a game with a man who had a butt and a penis for a head. And we had to go to the video store to like show my dad the game. And it was just stupid.
Damn,
like
it was that deep?
Yeah, my dad took me by myself and showed me and was like, "This is it." And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Your uncle's a fucking idiot," and like put it down and like was like mad at my uncle. Didn't even get mad at me. Just like walked around the store and was like, "I can't believe I wasted my time doing this." Like it was so funny to me because I knew I didn't do anything wrong, and also it's like my dad as a man, you know when kids are alone, they say and swear by themselves. So he wasn't mad at me for like being a kid. You know what I mean? I was like 10. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's when I first started. When do you start swearing?
When I start swearing,
Yeah.
that's a really good question. Fuck.
I remember exactly when I
I
started.
don't even remember exactly, but I'd say like it was around maybe 10 or 11.
Second grade. I know I was in second grade.
Yeah.
I slipped and fell and I yelled, "Oh shit!" And no one heard. I thought. Then one of the lunch the supervisor ladies who watches you for recess, like just whatever it is, a fucking chaperone. She pulled me aside and was like, "I heard what you said," and I was like, And she's like, "You shouldn't say that, but you fell, and I'll let it slide because you fell." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I walked away like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, dude." And then nothing became. And then she didn't know what the floodgates were opened after that.
Shit,
Now I'm
get
here.
away with it.
Yeah.
Shit, man, I started cussing when I was about 5 or 6.
Wow. That's early. You got to talk into the mic too. You said that.
Oh yeah, I started cussing early. Early when I was about
5 or
5 or
6?
6 years old. Yeah.
Did your parents swear in front of you? Because mine did too. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
it was easy
Oh,
for me.
man.
All
to
black
absolutely
men, yeah, they cuss like a mother. They let us watch rated R shit. You
Oh.
know, not like sex shit, but like cussing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I used to go to sleep listening to like Eddie Murphy's.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like tapes. We used to have tapes. I would listen to the tapes going to sleep at night and shit. So I knew how to cuss like a motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
I was reciting him going to school in the first grade and shit. Like, so.
Why is it that parents, like my parents were the same way? They were like, no tits, no nudity. But if the movie had just swearing and violence, they were like, okay, you can watch, you can watch Con Air, but you can't watch. I mean, obviously this a little, but Basic Instinct. Like I wasn't trying to watch that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, I don't know. My mother was. Yeah.
I mean, well, you could probably pictures of dad because it's like, nigga, how you just gonna? There's no way to just like throw sex in
That's
a kid's
true.
face.
Yeah,
like, there's no
that makes
real
sense.
reason to throw sex at a kid.
That makes sense
because the
actually, yeah.
swearing and shit that makes sense because that's the shit you want to see as a kid.
Right.
Like when I
okay.
was I was a little kid and I saw an R-rated movie, I'm like, oh yeah, they probably got swords and guns and all that, and they're gonna fucking cuss and they're gonna scream and all that shit. I wasn't thinking about titties.
You don't also,
I was
you
10,
don't want to
you know?
be that parent who gets your kid hard and stuff.
Yeah, that's also that's also not ideal for.
Maybe a weird way to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I felt that too much when you said it.
Yo, it's just you don't want to be that creepy. Like some people have been to the house where like a mom is in a bathrobe and drunk, and you're like, the fuck is going on here? Like this is weird. Yeah.
Nah, I know.
Or
exactly
says
what you're
something
saying.
creepy, and you're like,
I know exactly what you're saying, but at the same time, as an adult, I don't think you want to get any kid hard.
no, of course, of
As an
course.
adult,
Of course.
as a general statement.
Yeah.
But
you
even
know?
like it's true too with kids. Now that I think about it, it's not. I obviously wouldn't want to watch it with my parents because like it's weird when you're
Very
a kid
weird.
and like a sex scene comes on. Even if they're like, I
Even
watch
now.
James Bond, and even if there's no nudity in that per se, but when James Bond would be hooking up with a chick, I'd be like, I want to be fucking sitting here with my dad right now. It's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
bullshit.
Nah, I leave the room, bro.
Yeah.
Like me and my mama, when I
especially
go back
with your
home,
mom, you're just like, oh, this is
dog.
weird.
Oh no, I
really
can't
weird.
do it.
Yeah.
It's just an automatic thing. Like we watch, we like Power, all the Power
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
and shit. We watch
Oh,
Ghost.
y'all
So
watch-
we'll be watching Ghost,
Yeah, of course.
and like some fucking to come on. I'll be like, you know,
At least the music cue
yeah,
gets you.
I just leave, bro.
Some
'cause they
R&B
be
comes on, you're like, I
fucking
gotta
and
go.
Ghost. Like it be.
You
know,
are a
it be-
dedicated man
it
to
be
watch
gay.
that shit with your mom.
Gay
Yeah, you're all the way in that season too.
Nah,
I gave
yeah,
up in
we
original Power.
Yeah, nah, we love it. That's the
That's
one show because she likes
crazy.
like we don't like a lot of the same shit, but that's one show that we both like.
Yeah.
So we don't just watch it together, but when I go back home,
I get it,
you know,
dude.
it's
I
something
watch
that,
shit with my mom.
You know, we'll watch it together. You know,
I oddly used to watch in high school. I used to watch like Law and Order SVU with my mom all the time, and didn't think anything of it. And then when I'll rewatch episodes, I'll be like, oh, if I watched this with my mom, why were we watching this together? Because it's like, you raped her, didn't you? You sick fuck! And no, you don't say fuck, but I'm just sitting there with my mom, like, I think he did it, and she's like, me too. And I'm like, mm-hmm. And then.
Can you cuss in front of your mother right now?
Yeah. My mom actually, she was in the military, so she kind of swears all the time, and she swore more than my dad. Yeah.
My
I'm pretty
mother-
open with both my parents. My mom, though, I don't talk sex shit with her ever. I don't.
Oh, no,
right?
never.
Right?
Never.
Right? Exactly.
Nope,
That's not
nope,
cool.
Nope.
And even with my dad, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you about this. It's just if my dad will overshare with me. If like a girl walks by, my dad will be like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fine, but like stop." And then he's like, "But like look at her." And I'm like, "I don't have to, man. Like stop talking to me about this."
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, both of my sons, they talk to me about sex shit. That's cool. I'm happy that they're comfortable to come to me. Like
if I had to come to him, I will. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, my dad talking to me, I'm like, leave me alone.
Okay,
Like,
it's different. Yeah, that is kind of different. 'Cause first of all, me and my dad weren't even really that close like that to the point where if I do come to him for some sex shit, no, it was something I couldn't talk to my brother about. I couldn't find it on Google. Like if I go to my dad, I'm like, oh, okay, I really need your help here.
like
now.
that.
Yeah.
Get this bump on my dick.
But for me, my brother was always the guy that I'll talk about that shit with. It's just it's weird.
I have no siblings.
It's
so-
weird when somebody. It's weird. I get where you come from. Where it's weird, like if your dad tries to initiate it, because it feels like you're trying to force a bonding moment. in
Yeah,
that sense.
yeah.
So it's
How's
just like,
that dick doing, son?
Yeah.
How's that dick, son?
Yeah, we like to
fucking-
masturbate to
you
the same
fucking-
thing. Yeah, it's a
or
weird
just
thing.
exactly. Like, I don't want to know what is getting you off, Dad. You're my dad. He's my fucking you just said it. It was like how he doesn't. He used to, because I didn't talk, like, I went through a phase when I was younger where it's not that I didn't talk to women. I was striking out left and right. I just sucked. Was not doing well. And he just never saw me with chicks. So he would be like, are you like gay or something? Sometimes and I'd be like, shut up. Like, I'm just going through a fucking rough time. Like, the fuck's, you think why would I be gay all of a sudden? This is bullshit. Like, my whole life I haven't been gay. And all of a sudden I'm gay because you haven't seen me with a girl for a while? Asshole.
God damn.
That was really
That was a lot. That was a lot. I want to give you a hug. Oh, shit.
I never really had that, like, for real. Like, my auntie, like, when I was a kid, she had seen some shit. So she asked me, like, she was like, "Are you gay, boy?"
What'd
like,
you do? She's with you, or she saw something else?
It was like, so my friends, we were just acting silly. Like, we was in the backyard, and like
Naked.
I was always stronger. I was always stronger than most of my friends, like, you know, being a little dude, but I could always, you know, do shit that they could or whatever. So we was lifting weights, and, you know, I could lift something that nobody else could. So one of my homeboys was like, yeah, look at you, B. He's the smallest one out here. Look at him. He was like, flex your muscle, nigga. And I flexed my muscle, and he acted like he didn't kiss it, but he went like, yeah, nigga, look at that nigga's muscle. Like, what? So my auntie was looking out the window, and she thought the nigga kissed my arm.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That was your aunt. Just sitting like, the fuck?
Yeah, but he didn't kiss my arm, but she thought he did, so she put him to the side, like, afterwards. She was like, boy, are you gay? And I'm like, nah, what you? Why you out there letting little boys kiss on your arm for?
Oh, man.
I was like, nah, man, he was just, you know. But you know how we was in middle school, like, that's when it started. Like, we would, you know, play gay ridiculously at that point.
Really?
So, yeah, we started.
That's usually a white guy
with
thing.
With the butts. We like it too, man. We were goofy.
We do it. Okay, niggas will do it verbally. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that when it gets physical with y'all. That's the difference. That's the difference.
true.
We'll do it to each other verbally.
Me and my homeboys made it to where the gayer the shit you say, it was just funny.
Of course, no,
like,
I get
it
that.
was just
dude.
we would say
100%.
gay shit. I would look at you and be like, dude, I'll kiss you in your mouth right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh.
Just be like, we would just say the gay shit. It was just
me
so
and
funny.
him, my roommate, have gay offs all the time. Like, for real. He'll be like, I'll fucking suck your dick. I'll be like, I'll suck your dick right now.
Yeah.
And then that's it. There's and then nothing. It never happens.
Bro.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I love doing it. I love doing it to people who are like real homophobic. It's just fun. Like, I used to do it at my job. It was this old white man that was real homophobic. I used to fuck with him all the time. His name was Doug. This is a white dude.
Doug.
I'll go to him and be like, let me see a dick, Doug. Let me see a pink dick, Doug. Let me see what you're working with. And I go to him and be like, hey, Doug, just imagine me and you butt naked.
Your voice is so sensual, too.
Both of us Vaselined up and just spooned it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Yuki, man. Come on, all that gay shit, man. Like,
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I just like it. I like getting the reaction out of people. But yeah, it's just fun. But now, being in New York, it's just different. You can't play
Nah,
with
you can't do that.
Yeah, because you can't, even on stage, I can't even play with no gay shit. Like, especially like in a Harlem crowd or something like that. Like, the whole audience will be like, hey, yo. You know, like, you'll lose them eventually. So I don't play with it. I had to calm it down. But we're bringing it back, though. We're bringing it back.
I'm not gonna lie. My pops thought I was gay until 2016.
Why?
Because I was
Seems like 5 years ago.
because I was a little skinny kid.
7 years ago.
I was bad at sports. I wasn't good at sports. I wasn't like a big fighter. I was very timid. I liked writing a lot. I would fucking garden with my mother. Like, you know.
That's it right there.
Like, I used to fucking garden.
You were
Like, yeah.
feminine.
My mom's a Jamaican, so she comes from farming people. So she grows her own vegetables and shit. And I used to do that with her. And it reached a point where my father just came up to me. He's like, hey, you gay? And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, all right, well, I want you to know if you're gay, it's not okay. We're going to have a problem.
Yo, yes,
And
that's
then-
Jamaican.
and then
That's
it-
wild. That's the not ideal situation if you're gay. Like it's a
I
it's
will
not
say,
cool if
I
you're
will say this. I will say I respected him in the moment because I'm like, at least I knew if I was, he would be calm. You know,
Yeah.
like he was calm about. It. He's just like, yo, if you are, it's not okay. We're gonna have some
He
problems.
kept it a thou wow with you.
I'm like, at least he was honest about it. I
And
gotta
that's hard for
respect
people. Like that's what this community needs to understand. Like, that shit was like preached to me as a kid. I went to church, bro. My pastor on a regular had this little part in his preacher. He would be like, he'd be going off and be like, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Like, and
Damn.
we'd be like,
He was a hack preacher though, because that's a
You know what I'm saying?
Basic
So
phrase,
I grew up with this. So now when you see like dudes just walking around in dresses and titties, I'd be like, man, that's weird. I mean, I get it though, but it is some of it's weird because some dudes just ain't putting no effort in.
Dude,
like,
that shit actually makes me mad. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I literally
motherfuckers that
seen a
don't
dude
put
like
effort
you.
in it.
He had on a dress and some earrings and makeup. I'm like, bro, come on.
I was about to
At
say that
least
too.
shave the beard.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
all I want.
Yeah.
At least
The
shave
beard.
I've seen a few of them on the train as well, and again, I'm not saying I don't care, but I also go like, this is like when I was when I was younger, it just was not like this,
Yeah.
and now that I see it so frequently, I go, this is odd. It's
Yeah.
just odd to me, and I
Exactly.
go, it's because it is someone who looks like me, just in a dress,
Yeah.
Nah,
and that's it.
Yeah.
Again, that's it.
Yeah.
I respect
Because there
a
are
full blown
there
effort.
are true people
Yeah.
out here who are
I-
that, and they,
And
whatever.
here's the other thing I also appreciate, and I'm not attracted to it. I just appreciate someone who I go, oh, that's a girl. Oh, that is a dude. And
Yeah.
there is almost effort where they dress like a woman, but then when you take a look, you go, oh, there's no tits, and they're clearly a guy. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
see how you had to whisper that? You see what I'm saying? Like, look,
they're
okay.
clearly a man.
I grew
They're
up-
clearly
look.
a genetic born guy, right? Whatever you want to technically call
the
an
thing-
asshole.
the
Not
thing-
you guys.
Okay, the thing is, it's fucking dicey. I hate that we have to whisper whenever we have this fucking conversation. Because, okay, let me explain this, right?
No, you're fine,
I grew
bro.
up around a lot of Caribbean people. Now, we're just now maybe getting used to the idea of 2 men and 2 women together. But
Right.
now you got this whole other shit where it's
Yeah.
people putting on dresses and trying to be, get people to call
I mean,
them
some
women.
people are also chopping.
It's crazy, right?
Changing.
It's crazy.
Wild.
It was crazy to me when I saw it because I didn't see it until I started doing comedy, right? Because I had to go to fucking Bushwick and downtown and see all this shit. And the thing is, they don't realize they're asking a lot.
Oh, I agree.
Look, I don't mind cooperating with this community at all, but sometimes y'all ask a lot of me from my perspective.
Yeah. I'm sure we've seen videos, if not experienced, saying "excuse me, miss" or "hey, dude," and they go, "I'm not," and you go, I just quick glance. Like,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to figure that out?
But the thing they don't show you is that there's like that extra girl with the beard on the background, right? And she's like, "Hey, I get it, bro. Like, you good? Why y'all pressing them? Like,
Yeah.
like there are people that are in this part of the shit that don't even completely understand what's right and what's
Right.
wrong. In. So they can't even agree
Yeah.
on the rules. So therefore, the rules is fucked up.
I've
to
had
us.
a few conversations with some trans individuals, and I tell them to their face when I go, "Can you explain this to me?" Because I'm just curious, because I genuinely don't understand certain things, and their explanations don't usually make sense. And I tell them that. I go, "I don't understand that," and they go, "Well, explain it this." And we end up in a rabbit hole where I don't even know what's going on. I'm not saying they are not explaining it accurately. It's just the amount of, well, it's actually this, but it means this. And if you think this way, it can also mean this. And you're going, this is actually confusing me to the point where I don't understand it.
I had one tell me a reasoning that actually made sense because she she said that she turned trans because she was gay. He was gay, but he said he was too feminine. So gay dudes didn't like him. So he figured if he went, like he could still get dudes that way. So I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Well, I understand.
guess, yeah.
I also,
Just as a reason, though, I was like, I get it, because like a gay dude still wants a dude, I guess, to a degree, and she was too feminine. So it was like still dating a female.
that's kind of weird because it's mad gay niggas that fuck feminine dudes though. That's
Yeah.
like the one.
Yeah.
That's the one part of it that doesn't make.
Yeah. I'm just mad they took
kinda.
I'm just mad they took the F word away from us.
Jesus.
that's your qualm
Yeah,
with
you
the
see
whole
it,
thing.
I said it respectively. I said F word because when I was growing up, it had nothing to do with that
Nothing.
meaning. You know what I'm
Same.
saying? That
Same, dude.
wasn't the meaning of it. It was just you were being like,
You was being a bitch ass.
yeah,
nigga.
you
Yeah.
was being a bit,
That's
yeah,
essentially what it meant.
My dad
and
told
and I'm
me-
mad
yeah.
that I cannot use that word anymore. Like I be listening to some old rap songs like
Hell
some
yeah.
Nas and
DMX.
Jay,
Yeah.
when they
And
say
they
it,
say it.
yeah, and I'm just like, see,
Yeah.
I'm like, see, they didn't mean it.
Wu-Tang,
like that.
all
Like,
them, dude.
yeah,
I-
everybody used it, but
Redman?
it wasn't no,
Hell yeah.
it wasn't no disrespect to
Well,
them, but
my dad, because he's a teacher. When I was in high school, that's when it started shifting, and we were still saying it like willy nilly because it was the same thing. It was like this is not. We never would use it to attack a gay person.
Yeah.
If we saw a gay person, we'd be like, "Oh, fuck." It was just no. But we would use it if your friend like skipped funny. You know what I mean? It's like, but my dad was like, "You need to stop saying this out loud," and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, It's becoming a problem. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I don't mean for, but like in society, not for me. He was like, he goes, because he went to school. He's like, there's certain times when people get called this, and then it becomes like a lawsuit, and it's like a hate crime
Yeah,
thing
it's a
now.
hate
And I was
crime.
like, nah, that's not true. And then lo and behold, here we are where people are tiptoeing around saying it on a podcast. I mean, we've said it on this podcast before, but like in jest.
in Louisville, we got a
Impressions.
we got a hand gesture that could just say it instead. You know,
Yeah.
if you see a dude, be like, hey.
Yeah,
That means
that
means he's a- yeah.
that makes sense. All right, cool.
That sounds like the most southern shit.
Yeah, it really is. It's so polite.
from the South, baby.
just
That's what
like,
we
hey,
do.
So
Like, yeah.
polite. That guy's. They're like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
ugh.
his wrist. His
Don't
wrist,
drink out of the same
his
water
wrist-
fountain
his
neither.
wrist hang. Yeah.
Wipe things down after he touches them.
I mean, but like if we gonna be honest, like outside of like the liberal cities, there's still people that live exactly like that. Like they'll still say
yeah.
no
Yeah.
fucking like
Yeah.
it's nothing in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking pastor says it in church one
Yeah.
day just cause he can. You know?
yeah, man. I mean, I always say like I love doing comedy in the city. It's so much fun, but when you go out of the city, if you have like real bits, just do them out there because don't do city material. Do like that crazy shit you want to do because the people out there, they want it. They want wild shit. They don't they don't care about like seeing who's making them laugh or, being liberal and shit. It's like we just want to laugh. They want to laugh at the funny shit.
You know
they
what
don't
it
want to
is?
laugh at they don't care about your point, is what I'm saying.
You know what it is? This is one thing I particularly don't. This is one reason I particularly don't like the Brooklyn alt scene. Like there are people in it that I fuck with.
Of course.
For sure. There are people in it that I think.
Yeah,
are
of course. Go
talented,
ahead, man.
But I don't like it because when you go there, you ever notice a lot of comedians and they're all trying to be like the savior. Like it's all trying to they get on stage with that. Oh yeah, I have a message.
Yeah.
Vibe like yeah.
Gentrification's bad, even though I'm
gentrification's bad
the one
and-
doing it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Trump sucks. Yeah.
I'm queer.
Trans people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Pine box. Anyway, on certain nights. On certain nights.
oh, it's funny because it's true.
I went there one time on the wrong night and was like, I'll skip this time. From now on, it seems like everyone here has a checklist they're trying to mix before they even get to a joke. Anyway, if you could call them jokes. Anyway,
That's a beautiful thing about this city is that like I would imagine in the places that I've been to, like they have the club the few clubs that people go to like on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yep.
Like comedy wise for like Philly and Delaware and all those other places. I've only been East Coast by the way. But in New York, there's like so many people here that the scenes have now segregated themselves.
Yeah. It's kind of
They're
wild.
segregated.
Yeah.
Because if you go to Brooklyn, North Brooklyn is dominated by like what? Alti comics.
Yeah.
Right? South Brooklyn, Lower Manhattan, that's like I would want to say where hood niggas go to find like the black crowds that are still left.
Yeah.
Right? Then you've got Showcase area, West 4th, anything from West 4th up to 110th. Showcase clubs
Right.
mostly there.
Exactly.
So that's showcasing. And then Harlem, Uptown, Bronx, that's where you go to really fucking test your delivery. Because
Yeah.
up there, they don't give a fuck what you say. It's how you say it. You got to have...
Jeez,
swag,
blacks.
punchline.
The best audiences though, like if a joke works, like
if a joke works,
Yep.
then if it works up there, like, yo,
You'll know.
you can, bro.
but if it doesn't, you'll also know.
Bro, if you can make a bunch of old black women from the Bronx laugh, you can make anybody
Exactly.
laugh.
Yeah, dude. For real.
You can make anybody laugh, man.
They're the best too, and they'll love you after forever.
For real.
They'll come up and hug you
Yeah.
and tell you like you're the best.
They will tell other people.
Yes,
They will
it's the
tell.
best,
They will
dude.
go home and tell. They will tell their whole Bible study about you,
Yeah.
and then the next week they'll come back with more. Like
Yeah.
that's how nice.
There's
it
this
is.
one place in Connecticut I go to every once in a while, and it's an older black woman owns it. Every time she sees me, she comes and like hugs me. It's like I love because she's like, I thought about you the other day, and I'm like, me, and it's like one bit I had one time, and she always brings it up, and I'm like, it warms my heart genuinely every time it happens. I'm like, this is the best, dude. Yeah, man. It is segregated though out here, like comedy, like humor wise.
Yeah.
What are you willing to accept? Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what would you say is like your favorite area? Like, what do you like?
I do like Manhattan. I do like the Lower East Side, that area. Like
okay, all
where that's where everyone who kind of wants to be funny does stand up. I feel like, and the Brooklyn area is fine. It's just they're not. I just don't frequent them as much. I don't know. They're not.
I mean, it would make sense because you do live here. I mean, nigga, you're like 2 blocks away from Tiny Cover.
I know. Well, I mean,
yeah,
that you know.
Tiny Cover is relatively close.
I know, but they have a type about them. You know,
Yeah,
they're
that's
kind.
fair.
They're being kind. I actually kind of talked about on this podcast that I'm not welcome at their showcases. So strictly just because of this podcast, actually, just because of the name, essentially. They were like, we don't like your name of your podcast, and I was like, okay, fine.
Time to cover something?
Yeah. A few other things too that didn't really make sense, and I pushed back a little on, and here we go.
They quit fucking with me because of a person. So they just like
It is what it is.
I didn't like. We didn't even get into it, but we were just being comedians outside of a place after a show. You know, we were outside of the place, whatever.
Yeah.
And a person got mad, and he kicked me out for his show. And then next thing, I was getting booked at the Cupboard on a regular. Then I just.
It is what it is, man. It's just so conveniently close, like you said.
Yeah, I live right there too.
But it is a place also, like the mics are decent at times, but it is also a place where you'll get some people who want to scoff at certain subjects, no matter what angle you're coming at it from. If that makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
mean, yeah.
That makes sense.
People, you're like,
All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did one spot there. And that's it. Like,
yeah, I had a good time the one time I did. I had one good show there and one really bad experience there. Other than that.
The show that I did there, it was mid because it was like they had people in the room, but the host did really bad up front. So then all the other comics weren't really doing.
Who was hosting?
I forget her name. It was some
It was a girl?
fucking yeah. It was a
Damn, slut.
But she was doing really bad. Like at one, I forgot how the fuck she set this up. But at one point in her set, she said the words, "We should just let white people have their racism." And I was like, "That's
what?
where it was." It wasn't coming back. I could tell the vibe of the room when she said those words. I wasn't even listening.
Was
When
she white?
Said those words. No,
She was a black girl that said we should.
it was a black girl that said that.
We should.
It was a black girl that said
We
that.
should. I mean, as a joke, I don't think that's.
But you could tell. I could tell the vibe of the room changed immediately because now
Some things.
they're
It's
now
Brooke-
all the
it's-
other comics
Yeah,
are going
but
on.
as a joke, I like. I mean,
I
like
I
the
love
premise. Yeah, you could.
You
go
guys saw
somewhere.
me yesterday at the mic. I was rolling. Simpson was opening up with crazy shit, and I was dying. And there were some people like a foot or two away who were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "This is great."
But that's
I don't know what you
Warren. Like Warren
He's
has a unique way of
so
doing
funny.
that, bro. He will say the sickest shit and make you listen. Like
Yo, he was funny.
No,
he had me
no.
dying.
You know what it
Heals
is? You know what it is?
every
Because
time.
Warren
my
does
dog.
it in such a goofy way that you
Yeah.
can't help but laugh.
you
I
can't
loved it. Dude. I thought he was hilarious, and there was just it was like a lesbian couple who they don't want to hear about.
Yeah.
He hit every note. Honestly,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
insane. He crushed, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's hilarious, bro.
he's funny, dude. He had some good shit.
That's what we're trying. Yeah, we're gonna build that spot up to where I
Witching
want to
hour?
be. I want to be like a cupboard as far as like reputation. Where I want to get that spot up, man. Like I really think we can. It's a decent room, but like if I get people to come just to expect comedy, like. Because even that mic, I mean, shit, the people we had in there, that I think it was still a good room.
Yeah, no, it
Like,
was.
for the most part.
Dude, if you can do like a, I'll talk. We'll talk after because I know someone who does something around here that's similar, but I don't want to bore them with the details, but
Yeah,
remind me
yeah,
right
for sure.
after because I have an idea for you, and if you want to do it, I think it'll work. This is fun. I don't want anything. I'm just offering it to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not like take me in. I'm just,
See that?
but I do want to.
White man
I
says
better
he
get a
doesn't
spot.
want anything. That's how we got over here, niggas. Yeah, come
Just
get,
get
on
on.
this boat. Yeah, well, we don't want nothing. Come here, just let me show you. You can twirl this shit.
No.
No.
I'm whatchamacallit? My family's from Poland or whatever originally, so I take no credit. I don't, I will not be
Poland?
paying reparations is what I'm saying.
They're from Poland.
Okay.
Just,
Somebody
I was like,
made
all right,
Poland.
whatever, man, fine.
Oh yeah, he's prepared for this.
Yeah,
Like,
guys, I wasn't technically a part of the.
you
the
saw people talk about reparations on the news. Called his lawyer. It's like, hey, I'm good, right?
How far back does my lineage have to go living here? Let me know now.
That would be so beautiful if black people really got reparations.
I don't think it would be beautiful.
Do you think it would be like the
let's- I
Chappelle
don't-
I
sketch?
mean, well, I
No,
can't
I
say.
don't
I'm
think it would
thinking
be-
about for me, nigga.
I mean, it would be
beautiful.
for me. It would be great.
It'd be beautiful for a
Me,
lot
it
of
would
us,
be
man.
great.
People underestimate.
I don't
black
know. I don't know if it would be great for everybody, but I think for certain niggas it's gonna.
I mean,
be
yeah,
great.
you can't even say. I mean, some niggas definitely don't need money, but
Yeah, some niggas
but
don't.
some people don't need money as a whole. So it's like, I'm willing to take that risk for me and my family to get ours. I'm just saying, I would like to own some property coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for real, bro. White people, like not like Polish, not Polish white people, of course, but those other white
And
motherfuckers,
Italian.
like they got land and shit. I want some of that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I won't reparate. How much I'll be thinking about that. Like, what amount could they give us? Right? Like, how would they do it? Like per family, per this, per that. Like, I'll be thinking about like how would they, and then I'll be thinking like personally, like what would be enough? You know what I'm saying? I was thinking like I'm simple. Like I don't want a lot. I think I would want two things. I wouldn't even want no money. I would want land. I would want land somewhere, within the U.S. And then I would not want to pay taxes for the rest of my life.
That'd be nice.
And then, whatever else is whatever else. Like, but if you give me land, I can make money. I can build on that land, make money off that land, pass it on to my family, generational wealth, create that generational wealth shit. But but taxes, like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the dudes in Armageddon. That was like their all unanimous request.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to pay taxes. Like
Yeah.
ever again ever. That was like the final thing. That was so funny.
Yeah. Maybe be able to get away with like a DUI or two.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
To be like to have almost diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, as long as
for a
I
while,
don't kill nobody. Like if I just get pulled over and I'm
Yeah.
over the limit, they be like, "Ain't you that guy that?" Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell yeah, dude. Save the universe.
But do you think?
Save the
Do you
universe.
think there is an amount that they could give?
Do I think there's an amount? Now, see, that's a tough one because immediately when you say amount, like I want to shoot for a high number. Right? Like I want to shoot for like 20 mil for me, you know? Want to shoot because I don't, here's the thing. I don't know exactly what happened to my family. I know my family at some point we were slaves, but we were slaves over in Britain because my family is Jamaican. My family's Jamaican. My last name is Smith. Smith is a British name, so that means the people that owned my family were British. So I'm like, all right, I don't even know if I could get anything from this country because my people weren't even enslaved here. We were enslaved in a whole different thing. Only thing is we fought back. I'm like, you pussies.
We won't include him.
There was Nat Turner. There was a Nat Turner.
More money for us, niggas.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
my
dude.
people's is definitely from the South. So I tell you, that's what my name. I tell you, that's what my name means.
You did.
Yeah.
You know what? You told me. You didn't tell me. You told someone else your name in front of me, and it was very interesting. If you want to tell the pod, we'll close out on this.
Unknown boy is what it used to mean. I'm the fifth one, so like my great grandfather, whatever, he named his first son UB because when we were all free, we were all unknown boys and unknown girls.
That's wild.
So my name is UB, no middle name. UB Thomas the fifth on everything.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
crazy. And you said you didn't name either of your kids UB, right? You
I
cut that.
wanted to, but my mother didn't want me to continue that shit. So she was
Yeah.
like, But hold on, but we can't go yet. There's one question you gotta ask. Like we gotta do.
Whatever, man.
Because we
No
are
rush.
three. Just because we are three comics, and I just always like to ask. For
Of course, dude.
For this,
I'll ask you guys a silly question. Not a
here
silly,
you
but
go.
another
No,
question.
it's not even a
too.
silly
I haven't
question.
asked in a long time. I thought about it today.
No, but
It's
this is
nothing.
like the stamp question that you got to ask and everything, for comedians, for if you're a rapper or whatever. But top five.
Oh, comedians?
Got to go top five.
In no order, is that okay?
Yeah, you don't have to be in order.
It's got to be.
That's too hard.
I love Tom Segura, Bill Burr, Patrice, Louis, and I always forget the last person. It's just because on just the amount of times I've had to laugh listening to this dude. It's probably Mullen, Nick Mullen is up there. I know that's mad,
Nick Mullen.
recent of a human being. He did Come Town.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the guy from.
I thought he
Come-
was didn't he do Comedy Central or something?
Yeah, no, he's crushing it
Yeah,
now. He's
yeah,
actually doing. He's very funny. It's just the amount of laughter that man has bestowed upon me. He's in there.
Oh, that's
So,
fair. That's reasonable.
and I think other than that, it would. If there's another one in there, it's I don't know, Jim Jeffries maybe. He was another one. He's just one of his specials is very funny to me. So, Cat
I like
Williams.
Jim. It's just his voice gets annoying after me
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to it, so I can't.
Cat Williams has my favorite comedy special of all time, though. I think
Ooh,
he
that's
has
another good question.
the best comedy special of all time is
Okay,
Cat
so
Williams,
add that
hands
in,
down.
Top five, and then your best comedy special.
Top
That's a
five
good
and
one.
then your best comedy.
And it's the one where he's in the green. I think it's Pimp Chronicles Part 1.
That's Pimp Chronicles, yeah.
Yeah, that one's.
My top five.
Pimp Chronicles?
My top five, it would be Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, and I would give 5 to Eddie.
Hell yeah. That's a good one.
And then your favorite special of all time.
My favorite special of all time.
Yeah, you had
Okay.
to choose one.
Of all time, the one that made me laugh the most was actually a Kevin Hart special.
Seriously funny?
No, it was
Oh,
the one
I love
before
that
that.
one.
It was I'm a Grown Little Man.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Because that shit came out when I was 11, and I just remember dying really fucking hard the whole time. Seriously funny, was hilarious. Laughing my pain. I was doing that shit in the back of the school bus. You know? Get on the bus. All right. I was just saying that shit
Dude.
all the time.
He had the most quotables off of that.
Yeah. Both,
that,
all
that was an
the
amazing.
Seriously funny had the.
Seriously funny was when he was wearing all black.
Yeah.
He was wearing all black.
But he had a
did-
phrase in that, too.
Did Uncle Richard Jr.
Yep.
Pills muffin cap back blue.
I sold weed at the time, and I went to numerous people's houses who were watching that special like while smoking weed and shit. It's like insane. I would like sit with them and be like, "You've seen this already?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is great."
While it was on and shit.
So
Yeah.
what's your top 5?
Yeah, that's. I got a question. For you guys.
Mine is similar to yours. And it's like they are who they are because, like, you know, because Eddie is the person that made me ever want to put a mic in my hand. So it got to be Eddie, Martin, Chris, Louis, and then, like, you know, he's just in my all-time favorite. He didn't really like Greg Giraldo was just always one of.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
He was just always my guy, man. Like, but if I had like just a bonus guy, it would probably be. Did I say Billy?
No, sir.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah, Billy got to be in there because Billy has been around for a while, and he been killed.
Yeah, he's
That
ridiculous.
nigga was in everything.
Dog.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? I was watching the Chappelle show, bro. I didn't know Bill Burr was in that many of them goddamn sketches,
Oh, yeah.
He
bro.
was in
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
He is in so many
He
of them
was in a
sketches. I
lot.
was like, dog, he was right there. And I didn't even know who he was at that time.
Because he had hair still.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
He was,
reason.
well, he wasn't even huge then at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure he was huge
He wasn't-
compared to any of us now. You know what I'm just
Nah,
saying?
you know what
like,
it is? You know what it is?
he wasn't famous.
You know what it
famous.
was? He wasn't famous. He was just a club. He was an
Yeah.
established club comic.
Yep.
So it's like he
Very
had
funny.
options.
Yeah.
You know, like he was a full-time comic.
Yeah.
Just wasn't
Oh,
famous.
and just real quick, I got to say, my favorite special is probably Richard Pryor's live in concert.
the
With
1979.
the red suit, with the red
Yeah.
shirt. With the red shirt where he was sweating.
Is that the
yeah,
one where
the
he
red
says he went to Africa and started
Yeah.
crying?
Nah, that's
and then
nah,
he's
that's it. Nah, that's another
That's
one.
the one where
This-
he talks about being on not a safari, but like hunting with somebody, and they're like in a bird's about to kill him or some shit. But that's the
Nah,
one where he
that
talks
was-
about like
That was the one where he had,
I'm high.
where he was talking about he has a bit in that special where he's talking about killing a car, right? So he's
Starts it
telling
off.
the
That's how he
story.
starts it off.
Nah,
Yeah.
So he's telling the story where he said, I forgot how he set it up. He's like, oh yeah, my wife tried to leave me, and I told her, bitch, if you gonna leave, you ain't
ain't
taking
leaving
that
in my-
Rolls Royce. You driving them hush puppies you got on. Poo, poo, poo.
Nah, he was
And
like-
you would think it would be okay for me to kill my own car, but then the police showed up. Like, like the way he's saying, he's telling it like it's at a dinner party or something.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I
dude.
forgot how he wrapped it up. Oh yeah, now I remember. He said the police showed up and I ran in the house because the police don't kill cars, they kill niggas.
Yeah. And that's the one I remember about he talks about that he got the monkey in that when always fucking people in the ear and
The
shit.
monkey. Oh wait, I do.
Remember that? Yeah,
I do
Different
remember
one.
that.
I'm thinking of a different one. Then
Yeah, it's hazy, but I remember that special.
No.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. I have not asked this on the podcast in a while. I hope the video's still going. I think it is. It is. What's a movie you've watched recently? It can be new or old. It could be like a movie you saw in theaters or a movie you just watched, like you haven't seen in a while and watched. That was fucking dope. Like really good. Like you were like, this is a good fucking movie. Does that make sense to that question?
Mm-hmm.
It's track, right?
So what movie do
They
you
don't
like?
make good movies.
Well, it has to be
bro.
recently.
Yeah,
it could either
really.
one you saw in
Oh, it has
theaters
to be a recent
or
movie?
one
Okay.
you saw.
Right,
Even if it was
recent
a movie you hadn't seen in a while, but you were like, "Yo, this movie fucking rules." I haven't watched it. Like I watched fucking Heat recently, and that movie fucking is now in my top 5. Like it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I do that all the time, bro, and I can't. I'm blanking out because I watch a lot of shows. Too.
Oh wait, what am I talking about? Iron Man.
The Iron Man, the
Iron
Marvel
Man,
one,
the first one.
first
yes.
one. I haven't watched that in a
First
while
Iron
either.
Man. I watched that shit. I watched that shit the other day just because I had the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't have any shows that night. I was taking my day off. You know, I'm
Yeah.
at home. I was like, fuck it. I watched it again. I was like, oh shit.
It's
this really was a
started
good movie.
everything for that universe, at least like the
Yeah,
the
like,
Marvel.
oh, this really was a good fucking movie.
I remember loving it, dude. I haven't seen it in a while, but now you might have inspired me to go back.
See, the movie I'm gonna say, y'all niggas probably don't even know. I just watched this movie again, grew up on it, and I thought it was dope then, and it's still dope now. Howard the Duck, nigga.
Oh,
Howard the Duck. Oh wait, I
just
do know
watched
that
Howard
movie.
the
I've
Duck
watched-
I
again.
know that movie.
I've
yeah.
watched a lot of YouTube channels make fun of it, so I know a lot about it, but I've never watched it fully. I know
It
in
was-
the first 5 seconds there's like duck tits.
You gotta watch it, because like now that I'm watching it, I'm like for that time frame.
Yeah.
they did a hell of a job with what they tried to do. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that tech, what they had now, the CGI shit. So what they did with it was really dope. It's corny as fuck, but it's
Doesn't
hilarious.
he bang the chick?
I think
Yeah,
wasn't
a
there,
dope
wasn't
chick.
there-
It's fucking
wasn't
Elizabeth,
there-
not Elizabeth Shue. One
Wasn't
of them
there a
pretty
sex
bitches.
scene? Wasn't there a sex scene in that movie with the robot duck and the bitch that played Marty McFly's mom?
Yeah, that's the girl that's in it. There's not really a sex scene, but
They're laying in bed,
They lay in
yeah.
the bed together.
Oh,
I think he's
okay,
smoking or
She
something.
got on some lingerie and shit. Why can't I think of her name, man?
Opening, there's literally they run through like an apartment. It's in the duck universe, and there's a duck taking a bath with her duck tits
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
It's pretty wild. Like first, literally, you're like, "What the? That just happened? It's duck tits."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie is dope, man. You should watch it.
I will. I'll get baked and watch that soon. I might take
on
the
Prime.
night off myself and just. I was thinking on doing that, just taking them because I have nothing really planned tonight. I might take the night off and just fucking
Yeah, we got to go to
play
fucking
video games.
Long Island.
Oh wow!
That's not
yeah.
even Long Island, nigga.
Well-
That's Queens, bro.
Right there on the.
It's next to Long. I get it. Bayside
it's
Queens is
right
a
next
far
to-
place, bro.
Well, guys, we've cooking, man. We've gone for a while now.
No, oh shit, this
Yeah.
has been an hour.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Okay.
Hell yeah, man! I'm glad this was a lot of fun, man. Ronnie is great. I mean, we've hung out a few times. This is a good time. I'm glad.
Yeah, definitely
This was
invite
nice.
us back,
Thank
man.
you
Of
for having
course,
me in
dude.
your house.
That'd be great.
about to-
I'd love to have you guys back.
I'm about to eat up the rest of this.
Yeah, of course. Before you guys leave, tell people where to follow you, plugs, any shows you got coming up, podcasts, whatever you guys do, projects. I have no idea.
All right. Well,
Let
you
'em
can follow me on Instagram at the real Ronnie Smith. I have a show once a month, a love story called Loose Cannon Comedy. You can see me at Old Man Hustle Brooklyn. Check that out too. Yeah, that's it. UB.
Yeah, man. Run a bi-weekly mic at the Witching Hour in Bushwick on Decatur and Knickerbocker. If you want to stop through that, we got another show every other month at Broadway Comedy Club that we're building. You can catch me on IG at UB Thomas 5th. So just UB Thomas and then the number 5 and then TH, And that's it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, guys.
Keep fucking with my guy Selly, man.
Thanks.
He's doing shit. But ever since I met you, bro, I knew I wanted to work with you, man.
Aw, thanks,
and,
man.
if I'm,
Likewise, for
I
real.
haven't known you that long, and we've done like a lot of shit together.
Yeah,
Like, you've
a bunch
been
of
on-
different shows.
You've been
in
on,
different
like-
places too.
Like all of my shows, pretty much here.
Yeah. You
Like
did my
lately.
music show, the
Yeah.
only one I had. That was it was so much fun.
That dude was
Yeah.
dope, bro.
No,
That dude, Gambit. That's his
Gambit.
name. Shout out to Gambit, man.
Jake,
yeah,
man. It's
Gambit
my dude.
was dope.
Still waiting on him to move. He's supposed to move. He didn't move. He's got to move. He's had like 60,000 streams per month. Like it's insane. It's pretty good for
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, he got flows.
Yeah. Now, if you're ever doing that variety show, let Jake know.
Yeah. Yes.
Guys, follow me at Silly Selly on Instagram. As always, follow the podcast Instagram at Yes Offense Podcast, and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe there because this is where the video goes. It's also on Spotify. You can check it out there. And if you listen on iTunes, leave us a review. That would really mean a lot. I guess it does something for us. And if you want to come see me live, check out my Instagram. I post my dates there. They're all over the place. I'm in Mass this week. If this does come out. Yeah, I believe this comes out this week. I'm in Mass this week. I'm in Connecticut every other week, it seems. And my monthly show at Kinsman Brewery is this month. I believe it's June 21st. It's a Wednesday night. But it's posted there on Instagram, so check it out. And other than that, yeah, just follow these dudes and subscribe, come to live shows. It means a lot.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's anything else. No, that's it.
Support live entertainment.
Yeah, man.
Live comedy.
Thanks for coming on, guys. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Peace.